In this video, we're camping at 4 Mile Creek State Park in Youngstown, New York. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Camp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Well, we are camping at 4 Mile Creek State Park in Youngstown, New York. 4 Mile Creek State Park is not too far from Niagara Falls, so we have been spending the last 2 days at Niagara Falls. Guys, if you want to see an amazing place, go check out Niagara Falls State Park. It's the oldest state park in the nation. It's a model for the national park system. What an amazing, amazing place. And of course, we went over to the Canadian side to check out the falls from that side as well. But we have been staying at 4 Mile Creek State Park. Now, this is an interesting state park for me in that the entire state park is a campground. That's all it is. It's a campground, and it's an enormous campground, guys. It is huge, but I'm really enjoying my stay here. One of the things that's really cool about this campground is it's right on Lake Ontario. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I am a huge lover of the Great Lakes. I grew up boating the Great Lakes, especially the western basin of Lake Erie, and I love the Great Lakes. I spent a lot of time on Lake Superior. We spent some time on Lake Michigan here on Camp Outside. I love the Great Lakes. And so to come up here and to be able to go see Lake Ontario is a lake I don't see very often. To go see Lake Ontario is just really cool. So I'm going to take a walk and show you guys Lake Ontario. I'm going to show you the park a little bit, show you the setup that we have here. I might even do a little bit different of a video in that I'm just going to kind of show you how we camp, right? So behind me we have the cargo camper, which is our 7x14 enclosed trailer, and we use that primarily to haul our camping gear and also to use it as a foul weather shelter. But we don't stay in our trailer, at least most of the time. We can, and we do sometimes, but most of the time we stay in our 10x14 Kodiak canvas Flexbow VX tent. And so I'm going to show you both of these setups since I have them set up, and kind of show you our campsite a little bit, kind of show you how we camp. Because I really enjoy the combination of having an enclosed trailer and a tent so that I can use either one interchangeably. Really fun. Well, I can't use the tent as a trailer, but I can use the trailer as a tent when I want to. Aside from that, let's go take a look at 4 Mile Creek State Park, and then I'll show you our campsite. So guys, this is probably my favorite part of 4 Mile Creek State Park, Lake Ontario. And off in the distance there, right there, is Toronto. You can see it on a clear day. It's a little hazy tonight, can't see it really well. I doubt you'd be able to see it at all in the camera, but you can see the Toronto skyline back there. You can't swim in this park, and there's really not a beach to speak of. It's kind of a cliff drop off to Lake Ontario, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's nice to just be able to sit out here, watch the sunset, and enjoy this awesome campground. I'm going to do a campground review for this park, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to do our standard campground review where we look at all the amenities and we do a driving tour of the campground, so be on the lookout for that. But guys, isn't this awesome? I mean, you can camp right on Lake Ontario, and here is a major thing. Guys, it was the mid-80s at Niagara Falls today. It's at least 10 degrees cooler here, if not more, just because of the lake. The cold water from the lake is cooling off this campground. Every time we come back from Niagara Falls where we're hot, all we gotta do is sit outside for a few minutes, and we're putting on sweatshirts because it is so cool and breezy here. So if you're looking for a place to beat the summer heat and you're gonna visit Niagara Falls, camping at 4 Mile Creek is probably your best bet. Unfortunately, the haze from the Canadian wildfires gave us a little bit of a hazy view of Toronto and the sunset. But all in all, what a beautiful night. She's ready to eat. Well, guys, that was a new muffin flavor for us. Apple cinnamon's pretty good. I think our favorite is still blueberry, but we're trying all the muffin mixes as we go. We got strawberry to come. We've done blueberry cheesecake before. We've Done all kinds of those muffin mixes. They're really, really easy in the Omni oven. 2 packages make a whole ring. Half cup of milk per package. Stir. Cook on low in the Omni oven, low and slow. 300 degrees until it's done. Give it the poke test. But make great breakfast. The kids love them. It's a lot of fun. So today we are going to leave 4 Mile Creek State Park and we're going to go check out Fort Niagara State Park, which is only about 2 miles away. And then we're going to go see some of the smaller state parks that are just north of Niagara Falls. There's some day-use state parks. One is called Whirlpool State Park and the other one's called Devil's Hole. So we're going to check out both of those. Of course, we'll bring you videos and photos and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And then we're going to come back and hang out at 4 Mile Creek a little bit, maybe visit the camp store, and I'm going to do a campground review. And then we're going to show you how we camp here. So stay tuned for all that. We're going to hit the road and go see Fort Niagara. Okay guys, so I figure it's time to show you our setup here at 4 Mile Creek State Park in Youngstown, New York. This is not our normal setup in that I usually am looking for campsites that are wooded and have privacy. This is pretty much a wide open grassy field, but it's been really nice camping here. So let me just turn the camera around and give you a little tour of our campsite. So I've got the camp bus backed up in here. Gives us easy access to the sliding door or the back doors. The van's a mess because we've been living out of it for the last couple days as we've been driving to different state parks, checking out Niagara Falls, the Canadian side, Fort Niagara, a whole bunch of stuff. Got the cargo camper over there, and I got my camp kitchen set up on the opposite side of the trailer that I normally do. If you can see, there's the driveway. So I figured the trailer should be backed in there, but if you see the cord on the ground behind the camp bus, there's power right there. So I should have probably put it on the opposite side and had it sitting where the camp bus is right now, but oh well. I backed it in, leveled it, unhooked it, and I thought I'm gonna leave it there. We got a really simple camp kitchen set up. I run a 20-pound propane cylinder with a splitter, and then 2 propane appliances. One is a double burner Coleman stove, and the other is a new camp grill that I am testing out, and I'll put a link up in the upper left corner of the video of the gear review for that new single burner propane stove. So here, I'll zoom in on it, pop the lid. And so what's cool about this, if I can get it with one hand, hold on. Yeah. What's cool about this is that it has this grill plate. Kind of sits like that, but you can remove it, and then it's a single burner for a stove. So we've used it quite a bit already, and it's got its pros and cons, but if you want more information about that, check out the video. Okay, moving on. I got my Omni oven sitting out there because if you watched Camp Outside, you know how much I love to make muffins, brownies, and cinnamon rolls. Out to the back of the site is our picnic table. There goes Barb. And then of course, the Kodiak canvas 10x14 Flexbow VX. We'll go in there in just a minute. One cool thing that I did was I hung these inflatable lanterns. And I'm gonna put a picture in the video right now where you can see the lanterns lit up at night. And it really does a nice job of illuminating the area. So I call them my porch lights. And if you see up top, they are rechargeable. And then you inflate them and deflate them so they don't take up a whole lot of room in the storage. So pretty nice. I have 2 of them there, and I have 1 of them on the picnic table. Let's go check out the cargo camper. All right, here we go into the cargo camper. And I'm gonna zoom out here so you can see a little bit better. So we've got the fridge, the ice maker, and the microwave. Let me tell you something about this ice maker, guys. So we keep most of our food in a cooler. And that cooler is kept in the van so that if we're not in the park, we have all of our food with us. And this ice maker almost keeps up enough to where we very rarely, if ever, have to buy ice. So that's really, really handy. And then, as you can see, we've been living in here, so it's kind of a mess. But we use this as a foul weather shelter, so we don't stay in here. So we've got our action packers there. One of them's open with the camp cookware. We've got stuff hanging off the walls, you know. But we can set up chairs in here if it's really bad weather. We have an air conditioner, so we can turn that on if we need to. We don't have water hookup here, so my hose is hanging, extra extension cords, trash can. You know, we've got pretty much everything we need in here. If we are running into foul weather, we've got a desk that pops up. We got a TV that I've never used. Box for the ice maker. But, oh, let me show you guys something else. This is another little tip here for you that are watching. When I have sodas in here, when I'm driving down the road, they leave black lines on the plastic inside the refrigerator. So I put my cans in can koozies, and that has gotten rid of all of the rubber lines and or black lines and all that stuff. So you know, really, really nice. So go ahead and collect yourself a bunch of can koozies, like my friends, the Little House of Beans, and collect you some can koozies and use them in your refrigerator, and that'll keep your cans from rubbing and leaving black lines and stuff in your refrigerator. There's a look at our fire pit, which we haven't used yet this trip. We don't typically make fires unless it's really cold and we want to sit outside, or we want to cook over the fire, but most of the time we do our camp kitchen. There's our picnic table. So one of the things I like to do is reuse things when I'm camping. So I will often get a pack of 16-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew, and then when I'm done drinking the Mountain Dew, I buy tea packets and I make myself peach tea. And that way I'm saving myself a little bit of money on beverages, and it tastes good, and I'm reusing bottles instead of just throwing them away. We always hold our recycling until we can find a place to recycle. We don't throw our recycling away unless we absolutely have to. So we have basically a container that we throw all of our recyclable products in, and then we find a place when we can recycle, and we recycle there. There you can see our Arctic cooler hanging out of the Kemp bus. That's where we keep our stuff, and then we reload it with ice. One thing I forgot to mention, I use this table a lot. As you can see, it's higher than the standard table. That's a fillet table from Bass Pro Shops. And so while I do fillet fish on it when I am fishing, I also take it camping with me, and of course I clean it off with soap or whatever. But it's a much nicer table to work from when you're standing up. So I highly recommend that. I'll put a link down in the description below where you can get one of those, and it'll be an affiliate link, guys. So I do get a little commission on the sale when you use my links to purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support my channel. And since I'm doing some crazy video here that you guys probably think is really boring, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. This is my oldest piece of camping gear that hasn't been retired yet. I love this little camp table. I wish they still made them. Bass Pro Shops has a version, and I have a couple of those, but I take that camping table with me everywhere, and it reminds me of all the places I've been. Okay, let's go check out the Kodiak canvas. I'm going to do a walk around first, and people have asked us, you know, how do you go for 3.5, 4 weeks at a time? And the truth is that Barb and I own our own business, and we're able to work from the road. So we own Kemp Design Services, and I'll put a link down in the description where you can check us out. Kemp Design Services is a full-service graphic design and web marketing company. So we do website design, logo design, print, social media, search engine optimization. We help you rank higher in Google. So if you guys ever need any help with any of that, we would love to help you, and we work with people all over the United States. So you don't even have to be local to Florida. And if you live somewhere cool, we might come visit you on our travels. But as you can see, we got the Kodiak canvas in what we call the screen house mode, which is where all the screens are wide open. And there's Barb in there. And we've set up a little desk in there for her to work. So we'll head in there and check that out. But we're able to take our laptops, and if we have internet or cell phone connection, we can go ahead and work and take care of our clients' needs and all that stuff. And so as I drive, she's working on the computer, and as I'm filming, she's working on the computer. And then when we've got all of our work done, we go check stuff out. So here, we'll head into the Kodiak canvas. Nope. Okay. So this place is great. So here's Barb's workstation, 2 laptops. We always bring an extra monitor with us. And as you can see, she's got great views of the outside. Comfortable camp chair. That's a Alps Mountaineering King Kong. We really like those chairs. It's one of our favorite camp chairs. Got LED lanterns in here. We have a little table, bedside table. That's the Bass Pro Shops version of the little table I showed you. It's got our charging station, so we're charging phones and iPads and whatever, a little fan. And then we use an air mattress, guys. We use that's an Airlax air mattress, and I did a review on that, so you can check that out. I'll put a link in the upper left-hand corner. Actually, it's the upper right-hand corner, sorry. And then some sleeping bags. Now, we fold them like that during the day because we get condensation between the sleeping bags and the air mattress, and so we want that to dry out. So we'll fold stuff throughout the day. And of course, we got our luggage down there. Love the gear loft and pockets. But I love this tent, guys. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see me standing up in here. So here you can see me standing up, and I have tons and tons of room. There's nowhere in this tent that I can't stand. And so that gives us great headroom, and just we never feel cramped in here. We can work in here very comfortably. I have a whole spot off just in front of me right now, where typically we put the dog beds when we have the dogs with us. We don't have the dogs this trip. We have Garrett watching the dogs. He's at home. He had to finish up some schoolwork and was unable to come with us on this trip, which is a bummer. And then Delaney wasn't able to make it either. So this is our first summer trip since we adopted the boys where we don't have them with us. It's kind of giving us a glimpse into what life is going to be like when the boys are older and out of the house. Gotta say, I like it quite a bit. I do miss my dogs, Ellie and Tiller, and of course I wish that the boys were able to see all the stuff that we got to see this trip. But I think we'll be able to travel with them even as they get older. They like hanging out with mom and dad, so I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, that is a tour of the Kodiak canvas, and we'll step back outside so we can leave Barb to her work. And so here's a look at the surrounding campground from our site. So our neighbors around us pretty much all rolled out today. So we have some space around us. A couple guys catty corner, and then we have one neighbor next to us. All in all, though, I have really enjoyed camping here. And if you are going to see Niagara Falls, as I said, this is a great place to camp. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of our campsite and kind of gave you a little more insight as to how we travel. One of the things I really like about having this set up is that we can either camp and stay inside our cargo camper or just use it as a foul weather shelter. I am going to put a bed in there on the E-Track. That's one of the things that is going to be next on my list, and then use underneath the bed as storage. And then I'll be able to take that bed in and out because it'll just be sitting on the E-Track. So that's on the list. And then I've got some other really cool stuff planned for the cargo camper. It's going to have front mounted storage boxes. It's going to have a 12-volt battery system with 12-volt lighting, fans, the ability to run 12-volt refrigerator freezers, stuff like that. I've got a comms plan for the trailer. So one of the things that we do is we use mobile radio communications. So we primarily use GMRS for our family, the General Mobile Radio Service. And so that is a license required radio service that we use to communicate with handheld and mobile radios. I did a review on one of the GMRS radios. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link right up here where you can see that. I'm also a ham radio operator, so we're going to put some ham radios in the trailer as well with antennas and everything so that we can do mobile comms in the trailer itself. So it's also going to have an onboard generator, so we'll be able to boondock in it. We're going to add capacity for water, all kinds of things. So stay tuned for that. All of that, of course, will be documented here on Kemp Outside. But we got a lot of cool stuff happening for the cargo camper, so I'm really excited about that. But I also love setting up and camping in our Kodiak canvas tent. As you can see, it's a great place to hang out. I'm sitting outside on the awning right now. It's a great place to hang out. You can really open up all the doors and everything and do what I call screen house mode with it, or we can zip that up and have plenty of privacy and camp and all that. One of the things that we really like about tent camping is hearing the sounds of nature. Right now there's birds calling and things like that. We hear owls at night and the rustle of the wind and the rain on the tent at night, things like that. We just love that. We love tent camping. So we aren't ready to stay in a trailer or an RV full time. We are tent campers and probably will be as long as we can physically set up a tent. So I'm really excited about the Kodiak canvas, and I'll put a link down in the description below too, where you guys can pick up a Kodiak canvas 10x14 Flexbow VX. These tents are amazing, and guys, I love doing this. This is probably my favorite thing to do, is to just pack up the laptops, take the business on the road, and go and explore and shoot YouTube videos and just see North America. This is my first time camping in New York ever, and I will definitely be back. New York is beautiful. I want to go hit the Finger Lakes. I want to go see more Lake Ontario. There's so many places that we want to go, and having the Kemp bus and the cargo camper and our Kodiak canvas tent, or trading out the cargo camper for pontoon fish, our pontoon boat. There's just so many places to go. So we're going to be doing that, and so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you come along with us. So if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and give me a thumbs up on this video. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and it helps people to find us here at Kemp Outside. And guys, we exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you, get you and your kids outside. And even though we're entering the phase of life where maybe our kids go with us a little bit less, nothing makes me happier than looking, across the way in the campground and seeing a young family out there roasting marshmallows by the campfire, or riding their bikes around the campground, or that kind of thing. Getting kids outside is definitely a good thing. Kids need more tackle boxes and a whole lot less Xboxes. So, get them outside, camping, hiking, fishing, your local parks, sports, whatever you can do to get them outside is really good. And we obviously want to help you do that, which is why we produce these videos. So if you guys have any questions about getting your kids outside or camping in general, places we've been, hiking, fishing, any of that stuff, we'd love to hear from you. Drop something in the comments below, or you can connect with us on other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can reach out to us at our website at kempoutside.com. We are going to continue to produce more and more content, especially from this 2023 summer trip. We have a couple of stops left to go, and I'm super excited about the next place. We're going to be at Shawnee State Park in Pennsylvania. It's right near the Flight 93 Memorial. So we're going to go check out the Flight 93 Memorial. For those of you who may not be familiar with that, that is the aircraft that crashed on 9/11 in the field in Pennsylvania. So they built a huge memorial to that to commemorate the brave men and women who tried to take the plane back from the terrorists on 9/11. And I'm really excited about seeing that. I was at Purdue. I was a sophomore or a junior, I think, at Purdue when that happened, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. I remember where I was when I first heard the news. I remember being glued to the TV for days afterwards, just watching, the news come in and all that stuff. And so I've never seen any of the monuments, though. I've never been to the World Trade Center monument or anything else. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And then we're also going to be at Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. We're going to hit the Blue Ridge Parkway on the drive home to Florida. We'll probably stop somewhere for the night along the Blue Ridge. I'm not really sure where. So that's part of an adventure. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, guys, definitely, hit that subscribe so that you don't miss any of the new content coming up. Well, I've talked long enough, I'm sure. Guys, thanks for watching Kemp Outside. I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside. We'll see you next time.